Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to further our discussion on consumer and industrial chemistry. Okay, our second subtopic for this chapter is soap and detergent. Nowadays, we are living in the pandemic era. Have you ever wondered how does this coronavirus or COVID-19 virus affect us? Okay, if we look at this animation, okay, the coronavirus from our hands can enter our lungs if our hands touch the nose, the eyes, or maybe our mouth. Okay, the virus will go through our trachea and then affect our lungs. It will stop our lungs from functioning correctly. So that is why we are going back to our basic cleanliness principle, okay, where we should wash our hands with soap. In this chapter, we are going to describe what is the definition of soap and detergent. Next, we are going to describe how does the preparation of soap through an activity. And the last one, we are also going to compare the cleansing action of soap and detergent through experiments. Have you ever wondered when does the usage of soap started? Based on the textbook by Pan Asian publication, the history of soap production is said to begin in the year 2800 before century, based on the discovery of soap-like substances in an archaeology excavation. At this time, it is believed that soap was produced by heating animal fats with wood ash. However, no explanation was given on the use of soap at that time. At the same time, soap was considered a luxury, expensive, and not affordable. Okay, it is only affordable by people with high social economic background. Okay, let's move to our discussion. So what is actually soap? Soap is a potassium or sodium salt or fatty acid that contains in animal or vegetable fats. It is actually a natural resources. The formula of soap, okay, if you look at this diagram, there are two types of soap because I have mentioned before, it is a potassium or sodium salt. In the soap diagram, R is actually an alkyl group. Okay, if you remember, we are using the long chain carboxylic acid. Long chain carboxylic acid with 12 to 18 carbon atoms per molecule is known as fatty acid. This fatty acid can be saturated or unsaturated. If you still remember, saturated fatty acid consists only single bonds between carbon atoms, while unsaturated consists at least one double covalent bond between carbon atoms. This is the fatty acid parts, okay, of the salt. Okay, if you remember, the definition of soap is potassium or sodium salt of fatty acid. So this is actually the functional group of carboxylic acid or fatty acid part. Okay, the name of this functional group is carboxylate group. Okay, after the hydrogen atoms from the carboxylic acid has been ionized, and the metal ion, which is sodium or potassium ion, reacted with the fatty acid. The functional group, the remaining functional group, is known as carboxylate group. This is the example of soap. If you look at the diagram, the structural formula, okay, this is the parts that comes from the fatty acid. Okay, while this part comes from the sodium ion. Sodium ion. Okay, the functional of group of the fatty acid part is this one, which is carboxylate group. The name of the salt is sodium palmitate. Okay, palmitate. So if the question asks you to state what is the fatty acid used to prepare sodium palmitate, the answer is palmitic acid. Okay, palmitic acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to produce sodium palmitate and water. Now, let's learn about detergent. What is actually detergent and the differences between detergent and soap. Detergent is only sodium salt of sulfonic acid. Okay, still using the acid, but soap using fatty acid, but detergent using sulfonic acid. So sulfonic acid, okay, maybe comes in the form of alkyl sulfonic acid or maybe alkyl benzene sulfonic acid. So this one is alkyl, this one is alkyl sulfonic acid. The second diagram is alkyl. R means alkyl. Okay, alkyl benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, so the diagram of the detergent will be shown later. Now let's take a look of these two example of detergent. Okay, so this one is the alkyl sulfonic acid part that has been reacted with sodium ion. So the name is sodium alkyl sulfate. Okay, the second one is alkyl benzene sulfonic acid part that has been reacted with sodium ion. The name of the detergent is sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate. Both substances are known as detergent. Okay, so if you look at the diagram, it consists only sodium ion in detergent, while soap consists of either sodium ion or potassium ion. Okay, next we are going to go to the soap preparation part. The name of this reaction is saponification process. In this process, the vegetable oils or animal fats, okay, will be hydrolyzed or broken down by concentrated alkaline solution. It is either a sodium hydroxide solution or potassium hydroxide solution. So if we look at the diagram, the oil or fat, okay, kita dapat tengok lagi, okay, actually ini adalah large molecule of esters. Okay, ingat balik semula, large molecule of esters are combination of alcohol and carboxylic acid. Okay, the A part is actually alcohol part, specifically is a glycerol. Kalau kita nak buat fats dengan oil kan kena ada glycerol. And the first, second and the third, okay, C double bond O part is actually the fatty acid part. Okay, so oil and fats will be reacted with concentrated sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, during this reaction, the bonding, okay, between glycerol and carboxylic or fatty acid part is broken here. It will be broken here, and then hydroxide ion from the alkali will be inserted to the broken bonds. Okay, so dia akan hasilkan balik semula glycerol and 3 molecules of soap. Okay, sodium tadi ada 3, sodium dengan fatty acid yang berbeza. Ini menghasilkan 3 molecules of soap. So that's why we call soap as sodium salt of fatty acid, because sodium ion has been reacted with the fatty acid from the oils or fats. Next, we will see the detergent preparation, because there are 2 types of detergent. The first one is sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate, and the other one is sodium alkyl sulfonate. So I will discuss it separately. Okay, so there are mainly 2 steps to prepare the detergent. Both detergent needs 2 steps. Okay, the first one is sulfonation and the second step is neutralization. So the first detergent, which is sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate, okay, the first step to prepare it is the sulfonation of alkyl benzene. So this part is alkyl part, while the ring is the benzene. Okay, sulfonation means we add the sulfuric acid, this one is the part of sulfuric acid, into alkyl benzene chain, okay, to form alkyl benzene sulfonic acid. Next, in the second step, the alkyl benzene sulfonic acid will be neutralized by concentrated sodium hydroxide solution to produce alkyl benzene sulfonate salt, which also known as detergent. The complete name of the detergent is sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate. For the second detergent, second formula or structure of detergent, okay, the alkyl group, okay, will be added with sulfuric acid, okay, where long chain alcohol is needed to reacted with concentrated sulfuric acid. This is part of the sulfuric acid, and this is part of the alcohol. Okay, alcohol added with sulfuric acid to produce alkyl sulfonic acid. The alkyl sulfonic acid is then neutralized by concentrated sodium hydroxide solution to produce sodium alkyl sulfate, which is also known as detergent. Okay, bear in mind, where does alkyl benzene alcohol come from? It is actually comes from the petroleum. That's why detergent is not biodegradable, but soap is more environmental friendly because detergents, the source, the raw material is petroleum, while soap, the raw material is animal fats or vegetable oil. The third section in this subtopic is cleansing action of soap. So the mechanism of cleansing action between soap and detergent is actually the same. So I will further my discussion on the soap only. If you look at this structure, okay, this is the soap and ion where the sodium ion has been dissolving in the water. Okay, because we know that soap is actually sodium or potassium salt or fatty acid. Okay, when sodium, salt or fatty acid dissolve in water, it will produce free moving ion, and it will be separated into sodium ion, positive ion, and the soap anion, which is the negative ion. Okay, the general formula of soap is RCOO minus Na plus atau RCOO minus K plus. Okay, the salt. Okay, it will ionize in water to produce sodium or potassium cation and the soap anion. If you look carefully into the diagram, okay, kita nampak ada dua bahagian soap anion ni. Okay, bahagian yang COO, C double bond O, this part, okay, is actually hydrophilic part, and the hydrocarbon part, this is actually the hydrocarbon part, okay, bersifat hydrophobic part. Okay, apa maksud hydrophilic and hydrophobic ni? Hydrophilic, philics means love. Okay, so dia maksudnya bahagian COO ini, hydro means water, so suka air. Okay, love water. While hydrophobic means phobia. So that means bahagian hydrocarbon chain ni, kalau awak ingat, hydrocarbon is a covalent bonds, okay. So dia adalah bahagian yang tidak suka air. Okay, tidak larut dalam air, tidak suka atau tidak larut dalam air. So these two properties menjadikan soap ni boleh menjalankan cleansing action. So now please look at the diagram or animation of cleansing action. Okay, the soap